Hey there, this is Nadine Sorayas. I'm a marketing director in Atlanta, Georgia. And one of the reasons that I found my travel club membership with Dream Trips to be extremely beneficial was because I also chose to become a representative. Now, there is no benefit for someone to enroll someone as a representative. The benefit just goes to the representative themselves. So for me, it was a tax benefit, definitely, to also become a representative in the club in addition to being a travel club member. So let me show you a few things that my tax professional did point out to me that I'd love to share with you. So there is a book called Lower Your Taxes by Sandy Botkin. Now, he is not just a CPA, he is the former IRS attorney and senior tax law specialist. So this is definitely someone I would listen to and take advice from. So he writes a new edition of this book every single year. So I'm looking at the current year now, 2019 through 2020, just to make sure that the tax laws and codes are relevant to today. If you look in chapter 3, it's how to turn your vacation into a tax deductible write off. And this chapter deals with how to deduct your travel and vacation expenses. It will put thousands of dollars in your pocket. Again, this is not my opinion. This is from former IRS tax attorney, CPA Sandy Botkin. And he has all the codes and everything listed, like related to that, listed in the back of his book. So we're going to assume right now that maybe you're not a representative. Here's just how you can take, maybe have your own interior design business, right? So let's just start with that part. Then I'll show you even more so if you are a representative in the travel industry, how it will affect you. It says when you're prevented from engaging in the conduct of your trade or business due to circumstances beyond your control, the day is still counted as a business day, even if you spend the day playing in the sand and sun. Example, Todd was meeting a prospect in Hawaii who he had made an appointment with in advance. If the prospect gets sick and cancels a meeting while Todd is in Hawaii, the entire day would still be deemed a business day. The same result would occur if Todd was expecting to fly home, but the airline canceled the flight because of mechanical difficulties. So let's just say you're in the interior design business. You're on a vacation and you had your flight delayed an extra day, you still get to count that as a business day. Which is pretty cool because maybe you were on a trip with other people in your office in interior design, right? And you guys were talking about interior design clients or had an appointed time. Maybe you made an appointment or a designated time where you'd have dinner together and you spoke about your business. So there you go. Even though the whole day is enjoying the sand and the sun. So that is pretty awesome. Okay, now let's let's look at this example in his book. You take a 6-day cruise from New York City to London on the Queen Mary 2. Your deduction may not exceed twice the highest federal per diem rate. If the highest federal per diem rate is $366, your deduction for a 6-day trip may not exceed $4,392 per person. Okay, so this is assuming you're with someone else, in your related business and you're having times that you've appointed to sit and talk about business together with them. So you have to choose a CPA or a tax professional that really knows how to read beyond, and read in between the lines. But I mean, this makes sense. So combine some fun with a business day without losing any deduction. If your presence is required at a particular place for a specific and bona fide business purpose, that day is counted as a business day. Okay, so maybe you, like I said, plan to have lunch or dinner to talk about some business with another business associate. Or maybe you're with someone and you're talking about maybe prospective interior design job you want to do with them. Okay, just anything that's business related. This applies even if you spend more time sightseeing or scuba diving or going to amusement parks, right? This applies even if you spend more time sightseeing during normal working hours than participating in business activities. Thus, if you were to deliver a document to a client in Washington, D.C., or attend a meeting that lasted 30 minutes, you could spend the rest of the time having fun in Washington. This is key. The key to this is set up in advance at least one business appointment. So you decide what your business appointment is. If you're just going to share some information or talk about some business with someone over coffee or lunch or dinner, that's your business appointment, okay? So you decide what that's going to be. Okay, one other thing I wanted to quickly mention is on our dream trips, we very often have itineraries, and on that itinerary, for example, when we were on Symphony of the Seas, we actually had it documented in the itinerary that, hey, we're going to have 2 hours of team building, or we're going to have I mean, who cares what we did? I mean, we played left, right, center, but that's a team building activity it's going to be. So let's talk about club dues. So your Dream Trips Travel Club membership, you do have dues every month. If you have referred for, of course, the dues are waived and you never have dues, but maybe you do. Well, they are tax deductible. So strategy 11 for saving on your taxes is deduct dues to business and civic organizations. Now, if you are a representative, a World Ventures representative, and you pay that $25 a month to be a representative, right? You are now in the business of your club, right? So you deduct dues paid to business clubs, which it's now a business club because you're in the business, right? When such payment is in the ordinary and necessary course of business. The terms ordinary and necessary mean that expenses are customary, usual, or normal, and helpful or appropriate. Dues to your local chamber of commerce would always be appropriate. Dues paid to your professional societies such as Board of Realtors, life underwriters, enrolled agent societies, consultant societies are deductible. Trade association dues would also be deductible if the association's purpose is furthering of the business interests of its members. Exactly, right? Dues to community clubs organized to attract tourists and new members to your locality are deductible. So that fits right in. We are a community club. We are designed to attract tourists. 100% right there. So all of your club dues are tax deductible, not even a question. Now let's look at this right here. You're visiting with colleagues or really friends to get referrals. So this is how I view this. In addition, give a short description of business discussions such as discussed sales or marketing techniques. So I read this very legitimately, and I actually do this every day. I'll just be hanging out with someone, having dinner, maybe in a Mexican restaurant. I just did this yesterday. Hung out with someone, had Mexican dinner with them, and I just pulled up on my phone. I didn't give them a presentation or try to sell them anything. I just pulled up on my phone. My gosh, look at this resort we're going to. It's 4 Diamond, and look at the prices. If you wanted to come with us, oh my gosh, this would be amazing. And what do you know? He enrolled and became a travel club member. So I wasn't even salesy. I was just genuinely sharing a cool trip that's coming up in our travel club. And if he wants to join us and come with us, cool, he can become a member. And sure enough, he enrolled and became a member. So that whole dinner became a write-off, right? So how cool is that? Exceptions to the 50% deduction rule. Okay, so meals and entertainment have a 50% deduction rule now, unless you are in the travel industry. So a travel agent is probably the best IRS description for what we are if we have a representative position, although we are not travel agents. According to the IRS, they really don't have any better terminology. So in their eyes, we're in the travel industry, we're marketing memberships. They have no better word but travel agent, okay? So let's read this. There are a couple of exceptions to the 50% rule for deducting meals. In these exceptions, you can deduct 100% of the meal costs. Strategy number 4, some entertainment can be deemed business promotion. Employee year-end events and recreational parties and employees are 100% deductible. Realtors. Okay, let's go down here to travel agents. would be another example of people who would fall into this category on some expenses. If you were a travel agent and went to various cities to check out, okay, a better word for check out is research, hotels, restaurants, accommodations, meeting facilities, you would be able to deduct all your expenses, all your expenses, and not be subject to the 50% rule. Obviously, it would be important to document that you send clients to these places on vacations, document who you met with. You can do that if you want. I haven't done it to this day. It would probably be a good idea to do that. I guess after 7 years, I could start doing that. But here's the thing. Every bit of travel, vacation, everything is 100% deductible because, for lack of a better word, you are considered a travel agent to the IRS and you are doing research at all these places. So you're going on a scuba diving experience, that's research to see if you would recommend that same scuba diving company to someone else. You're going on a cruise ship, that's research to see if you would recommend that cruise to someone else. So this is probably the most important thing to show your tax professional is right here, because you are a representative in the travel industry and you have a representative number. The IRS considers this acceptable for you. So that's pretty legit. So let's just hear from a few people. So first we'll start with Courtney Epp, CEO of the Out of Box Solutions consulting and full service accounting firm. Now this woman does seminars with Tony Robbins, Eric Worre, Les Brown, some pretty big names. She's very well respected as a consultant for taxes.
Hello, my name is Courtney and I'm with OTB Tax. I'm going to share with you today why you've made the greatest decision that you could have ever possibly made for your family. Some of you have already been told that you're crazy for joining the direct sales industry. See, I had people tell me the same exact thing. I had my friends and family tell me that I was nuts. But the thing is that I knew exactly why I got into this industry and why it was so amazing. So this industry allows you to get involved and not only make money, but you also save more money in taxes. We have found on average that a person saves between $4,000 and $8,000 a year just by joining a direct sales company and attempting to earn an income. So the IRS is going to allow you some massive tax deductions if you're attempting to earn an income. And what does that look like in this industry? One is sharing your product or service. You just signed up and you're excited and you want to share this with your friend. So you call your friend up, you go to lunch with your friend, you share with her your idea, and the great part about it is whether your friend joins you or not, it's still tax deductible. So you just saved money regardless. So here's the four benefits of being in the travel industry. One is have fun and make money at the same time. Now, who does not want to do that? Two, access to wholesale travel and vacations. Now, you probably joined a club because you couldn't afford to go on a vacation, and now you can. Three, you get to make the most amazing friends while you're on vacation on the beach, having a great time, and you get to surround yourself with like-minded people. So four is that your vacations now become tax deductible, because if you are sharing this idea with people either through social media, if you're sharing it by calling them on the phone, it doesn't really matter. But if you're sharing this information and you're in the travel industry, you now can go on vacation and it becomes tax deductible. Like us on Facebook so you can learn how to make your life more relaxing and less taxing.
Okay, so Courtney mentioned just a really important key point there. How do you prove to the IRS that you are attempting to build a business? And so that can be as little or as minimal as sharing on social media. And that's what she just said. So maybe you have your blue You Should Be Here sign. You're taking a picture in the middle of Cancun, having a great time in Cancun. That is an attempt to share. Like she said, and like I said before, you go to lunch with someone and you share a trip. Hey, you want to go on this trip with me? Great. Next thing you know, they're enrolled. So that totally shows an attempt. Okay. Now, Edson Richards is a certified CPA in Dallas, Texas. He is an excellent person to consult with. So let's hear from him for a moment.
What's up? Jefferson Santos here, International Marketing Director, $1 Million Ring Earner here, and I'm hanging out with Edson Richards. He's a certified CPA.
Yes, sir.
And so we got this new tax bill that just came out.
Yeah.
And whatever political side you're on, as a business person, you have to listen to this because this is huge for us entrepreneurs.
Yeah, we think it's an amazing win for the people who are in network marketing and certainly for the people who are in business. And so one of the things that we're recommending is that you look at this as an opportunity and not as a hindrance. So we wanted to bring you some quick information to let you know that if you're in network marketing or if you're doing another type of business, thinking about getting into network marketing, now is a perfect time to do that. We're not necessarily giving you any particular advice, but the thing that we want you to know is that now is the time. If you've never been in business before, now is the time to get in business. If you've been in business, now is the time to really ramp it up because the write-offs along with the lower rate, that's the key thing, guys. It's not just the fact that the law has changed, it has changed to a very, very low rate, and that's going to be in your favor. Sure.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest expenses that we have is taxes.
Yeah.
And I think that those of us that have a W-2, which we work at a job, there's no chance for you to write off anything. But if you're a 1099 independent contractor, whom a lot of us are, obviously in network marketing, or if you're thinking about getting into network marketing or into our company, then this is where it's going to benefit you. But even one step further, when you really start to make a profit, it's important to get incorporated, and that's a whole nother ball of wax there, which is pretty.
That's very true. And the thing about it is, most of the times when we're approaching people for the business, those people are W-2 wage earners. And the way this law is written, it's not necessarily geared towards them making a lot of tax saving. But if they get involved in network marketing and incorporate, guess what? They can now take advantage of some of those tax deductions that they couldn't take advantage of just as a regular W-2 employee.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think one thing some of us might be thinking, I'm not making a lot of money in my business. Is it worth it to stay in business? And the answer is, heck yes. And that's why we're saying, here's a tax professional, but get with your tax professional to really break that down, because it's going to blow your mind how much money a lot of people leave on the table, and that'll just like literally flushing down the toilet because either they're not using the write-offs, they're not in business for themselves, and they think for some reason it's a cost versus actually, investing in themselves. You know what I mean?
And just to give a quick example of that, let's just say you're in World Ventures, for example, and you made $10,000 this year. Just because you're in business, your write-off could be $20,000. And so now you have a loss that you can put against your personal W-2 income and lower your taxable income. And with the rate being lower, that's like getting a double dip on what just happened.
Exactly. So it's a big thing, right in time for the holidays and Christmas and the new year.
Yes.
And so once again, get with your tax person on this, guys, but you're in a great spot because you're an entrepreneur, because you're a 1099 independent contractor. It is a great time for us.
Yes.
Now we just got to take advantage of it. And so a penny saved is a penny earned, right?
All day long, every day.
All right, guys.
Appreciate it.
Awesome. Now let's look at Tyreed Powell, who's an accountant in State Street Bank in Atlanta, Georgia.
Hey guys, this is Tyreed here. And one of the main reasons why I joined this company was not only because it's the cool kids club, right? Who doesn't want to travel all around the world and hang out with cool people and go to cool places? But it was really about the tax deductions that really put it over the edge for me. I was now able to write off things like my cell phone, my home office, my car. When we go to the national events, all of that was now tax deductible. Going on vacation itself was now tax deductible because I'm working. Even though I'm on a beach, I'm still working, right? So that was fantastic. And then when you put that up against your W-2 that you have currently, you were able to save an exorbitant amount of money to help you reduce the tax bill that you already have. So I hope that helps. Thanks.
Awesome. So that's straight from the mouth of an accountant. Boy, he knows his numbers. And for him, I know Tyreed, it's all about the bottom line. If it does not benefit him in the plus, then he wouldn't be doing it. So let's go over to Ellijay, Georgia, and hear what George Mangrum has to say about it.
Hey, good morning. My name is George Mangrum. I'm a representative of World Ventures. I've been in the corporate for about the past 12 years. And I wanted to speak to one of the benefits that I have enjoyed from my membership and being a representative of World Ventures. See, typically, before World Ventures, I would pay in a couple hundred, or I would get a couple hundred back. But because of being a representative now of World Ventures, all of my travel and everything to do with my business has now had tax benefits. Over the past 5 years, I have averaged between 6,500 and 8,500 that I have been getting back. See, my trips, my meetings, times when I'm excited about sharing the idea, all have had tax benefits that I've been able to deduct. Of course, I would tell you definitely seek the advice of a tax professional, but for me, it has been an absolute blessing. Have a great day. Thank you, World Ventures.
Awesome. Great. Yeah, George has saved it's nice for him to get money back now instead of having to pay each year. So that's nice. Then there's my friend Jenny Barger. She's an avid traveler. Now, her husband works for a corporate bank here in Atlanta. And when she was deciding to join the travel club, her husband said, no way. And she said, yeah, I think I can turn this into a tax benefit. And he was completely against it. So she joined anyways, which he's thankful for now, because when she did her taxes the next year, see, they were used to paying several $1,000s to the IRS each year in owed taxes. And when she filed the taxes for that particular year, because she had been a representative in the travel club, they actually ended up getting a refund of $8,000, and that helped pay for their vacations, right? So he now had a complete change of heart and told her, Jenny, you are never, ever, ever quitting that travel club. He doesn't want to pay the IRS anymore. He just wants to get thousands of dollars back in return. And these guys are on vacation all the time now. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. And I think the three most important points when you're talking to your tax professional is, you do have a representative number in the travel industry. So the IRS recognizes it as a travel agent, for lack of a better word. Okay, so you are considered a travel agent to the IRS. So because of that, you get to conduct research everywhere and anywhere you go. 100% is a write-off because it's research. Secondly, you are attempting to create an income, and that's all the IRS requires is an attempt, not that you show a profit, just an attempt. And as the professional shared earlier in this video, attempting is maybe a picture on social media that shares, hey, having a great time in Cancun, or meeting with someone, over coffee, or just calling them up on the phone and saying, I'm going to text you these pictures. You want to come on this trip with me? That is sharing. So those three things are very important to share with your tax professional. So I hope this cleared up any questions about, can you write off all your vacation as a tax deduction and use that as a tax shelter? Absolutely yes. And there you go. I encourage you to get that book by Sandy Bakken if you really want to know more. And again, all the codes are in the back of his book too. Thanks.